Hi, welcome to Car and Mechanical. Today I'm going to be talking about the MOT extensions within the UK. So the government on the 25th of March gave guidance that they would be extending MOTs for 6 months within the UK from the 30th of March onwards. So if your MOT was due on the 30th of March or after, you would get a 6-month extension on the MOT. However, if it was leading up to that point, you wouldn't. It's April the 1st today, so the previous dates are now no longer relevant because you should have had the MOT done by now if it was before then. So what I wanted to do is just to talk through what the official guidance says, what it means for you and your car, and just to give a couple of examples. Now, the first thing is this doesn't say an end date. I'm assuming it's open and ended until the government says otherwise, but currently they're adding 6 months onto your MOT. So the example that's given on the website is if your MOT was due on the 3rd of April, it's going to be extended to the 3rd of October. If we use my MX-5 as an example, the 29th of September, I expect that to be extended to the 29th of March. Now, the interesting thing, as I mentioned, they've not announced a sort of closure date, so they've not said it's from the 30th of March until the 31st of December 2020. I think it's all relevant on the progression of how the coronavirus gets resolved. So I think we'll have to wait and see on that. So potentially, and I doubt it, it might get closed off by the 29th of September, and I might need to get the MOT done by then. I'm semi-expecting they're going to extend it by 6 months for 6 months, but we'll wait and see. The other thing that's worth bearing in mind, if your MOT is extended by 6 months, it is still within your responsibility to make sure that your car is roadworthy and safe to drive. So if you were to be in an accident and it was to be deemed to have been found that your car was not fit to have been driven, you could receive a fine of £2,500 and 3 points, or if you just pulled over, you could have that as well. So if you do your normal kind of checks, so your typical common sense checks to the car apply, making sure the tyres are okay, your lights work. Obviously the common sense checks if anything feels off with the car, and then either stop using it or look to get it repaired if possible. I think a potential point of clarification for these things can be your previous MOT as well. So if you had any previous advisories that weren't resolved, and you can sort of see the MX-5's had a couple. So I actually ended up dealing with this. So the coolant leak, that was a dodgy pipe, I've replaced that. The cat slow to respond, I think that was just because the car wasn't warmed up. And then the clutch limited life, the clutch ran out of life and was replaced at the end of last summer, so after the MOT. And then the rust, this is probably something that I would need to address. I'm not sure that the car would be safe until next March unless I dealt with this rust. We'll wait and see. I don't think it currently structurally impacts the car, but I think given another year it potentially would. So I think there'll be some repairs done on that within that time. Now, say the rust was to give way and I was to have a crash, I would be found at fault. Potentially I could be found in breach of that, and I could be given that fine. This is just my quick capping over of what the current guidelines say. It'll be worth checking back here to see what the guidelines are updated to, and also if you use this website you can check for your vehicle registration. I'll put that in the link below as well, just to see when your MOT is due to be updated and that it updates as it should do. Okay guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope this clears a few things up.